This is like, this one's been going around lately, right? This one's pretty hot right now, right? Should I check it out?
Watch the one I put in the chat real quick.
The one you put in the chat.
Do you know what month it is?
You, it's January.
I don't get it. All right, this one is the Sam Hyde Wars. Dear Elon. Wait, is this good or is this bad? Am I gonna be mad or am I gonna be...
Glad I caught you. Glad I got you there. Elon Musk. By the way, please don't watch this if you're not Elon Musk, okay? This is a one-off video that we're doing. This is private, personal. I put this in his email. I don't know how you got this, unless you're on the Asmongold Discord server, in which case you know my every move. Okay? Me and Asmongold have been planning this for a while now. Moist Critical's involved. And
Wait, what?
yeah, I guess if you're on the Moist Critical Discord server, you would have access to this file. So kudos to you, hacker. I don't think Elon's gonna watch this. And listen, I know.
I think he might. If a lot of people watch it and recommend it to him, I think he would watch it.
I don't expect people to take me seriously, but it is a fact that shit posting and public opinion are now intermingled permanently, and it's not going anywhere. And that's just the way it is.
Very true.
I get all my news.
How did 4chan and Tumblr become real? I don't know. I think what happened is that Tumblr became real first, and then 4chan became real to counter it.
From memes, basically. That's how I get my news. Is that how you get your news? How would you even get the news if you weren't looking at memes? You'd watch a show? That's even more fucking retarded.
Well, I mean, it's like even more mainstream. Like all the memes and shit, you know, became even more mainstream. Happy New Year.
Turn that off. It's a smart thermostat, so it's gonna take 15 minutes to figure out how that fucking thing works. It's very intuitive. I don't know why the Nest thermostat is taking you so long to learn and intuit. Okay, a toddler could figure this out. A toddler on an iPad could figure out how to use the Nest thermostat. That's Chris Lynch, by the way, Elon. Do not hire him, okay? He's leaving this job very soon. See, he's white. He's too lazy. Chris, you're so lazy and white. Well, yeah. You guys should have studied violin harder as kids. I swear to God, Vivek would have figured this out by now. I want to believe that Elon is one of the great men of our age and that he has what it takes to become a 21st century Andrew Carnegie. I think it's important to have great men to look up to. Trump, Joe Rogan, oh, there it goes. Elon, Tucker. And it's not necessarily important that our great men are perfect, but there are symbols of what we could be. I think if Ron Paul took steroids, he would be my number one. That would be my number one guy. You agree? Yeah. I would like to offer you an escape, an exit from this hole you've been digging. You are a beloved figure. Anytime you do anything remotely based, people lose it. Oh my God, he's based. Yo! He just said that woke liberals aren't cool. He's based.
Wait, what?
Did he say? Yeah, anytime you post an AI kitten in a MAGA hat, people lose their, he's based! He's fucking based, man. For the guy who's the free speech guy, and not only that, but the reasoning from first principles guy, the logical fallacy guy, the Reddit guy, good faith argue with everybody, you know, whatever. All that shit.
I haven't really...
Groypers, taking...
Wait, what did he say?
...away blue checks, blanket banning groypers, whatever. All that shit.
I heard like I've seen things lately, people sending me stuff that like Elon was having like a mental breakdown. Like he was like freaking out on X or something. I don't know though. I don't know much because I haven't been paying attention to it. Julio says, what's a groyper? That's like the was it that guy that almost got assassinated? The Destiny dude. Nick Fuentes. Yeah, Nick Fuentes. That guy. You know how like VTubers always have some cute name for their viewers? Like adventurers or like, I don't know, whatever the hell people say. It's like that, but like for Fuentes.
Blanket banning groypers, taking away blue checks, changing the algorithm of the site because 100 people ratioed you, because there's fucking 50,000 posts. They're all organic, by the way. This is not some Russian bot farm. It's not some nefarious behind the scenes, let's mess with Elon, we're gonna fuck with him. That's not what it is. It's you tapped into a moist critical. You tapped into a moist critical, and we're back to moist critical. Mainline concern for the American people. And you treated it in a way that was glib and dismissive. You just became a Republican 3 months ago, and you're talking about removing a big portion of regular people, root and stem. No.
So wait,
People
what started this? Because does this have anything to do with the mental, like the breakdown I saw? People saying that like he went crazy or something like that. It's about H1B visas. Wait, what about it? Oh,
love you.
Just keep watching.
They will
Okay,
forgive
okay,
you.
okay.
Nobody is trying to get you to become turbo base pilled, full patent
Oh man, I like Elon. Did he do something fucked?
canon immigration policy. People broadly understand that you are a San Francisco, tech, California, international immigrant. Well, if you want to be a regular tech guy, that's fine. You can do that. You can be Larry Ellison. You can go play on the boat. Nobody's going to give a fuck. Realize what you're fighting for. If you're going to be the tech king, if you've courted the MAGA base, you wanted these people on your side. They're ready to be on your side, but you have to fight not for Ben Shapiro's idea of the country of America, the notion of America as this collection of ideas. That's not what it is. It's Americans. That's who you have to fight for. If you're in America, doing business in America, you want to be the man in America, you have to fight for the American people. You're not fighting for a paragraph. You're not fighting for a set of ideas, man. It's the American people who need your help. That's fundamentally why I think people are pissed off here. And it's an easy fix. Just don't call them retards. Elon, have you met Chris? He's on Asmongold. He's streaming all the time. You should just check him out. He's playing these games and stuff. He's amazing what the kid does with video games. I can't believe it. People didn't suddenly have a flare-up of India hate. I've been monitoring the Indian hate websites for a while. It's actually set to my homepage. I've been checking these websites out. I watch what these people do. There were very few overt Indian haters spewing their nonsensical filth everywhere 72 hours ago. What happened? Okay, 72 hours ago, most people in the MAGA base looked at Vivek Ramaswamy with some notion of admiration, or hey, that guy says cool stuff every once in a while. Hey, you know what? I think I like that guy. Now, he's got to be deported. Sucks, man. And he's not being deported because of the color of his skin. He's being deported for the content of his character. And I think that truly was a mask-off moment where we saw that Vivek Ramaswamy really is just a fucking nerd who needs to go back.
Wait, what did he do? Wait, what happened with it? Oh my god, I've been kind of, I haven't been, I'm not gonna lie, guys, I've been playing fucking Marvel Rivals. I don't know what's happening. Did something happen? I should read Vivek's tweet. Vivek and Elon went full neolib. Oh no. I liked both of them. Wait, what? Twitter has been on fire? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been on Twitter. Hold on. What is going on?
You remember the discussion we had about immigration into the US a few weeks back? It was that, except on a much larger scale.
Can you remind me, just so I know what you're talking about? I don't want to misrepresent your argument that we shouldn't bring in more people until we care for the people we already have, even if they're high skilled. I think for the most part, I think I agree. I guess it would depend. Like is it a skill that we really need really bad? You know, like maybe if it's a skill we need really really badly, and like it would in general like it's something that like we don't have much of, and like we really could use more of that. I think that's probably fine. But if they're like kind of mid-skilled, then I can see the argument against it. Keep watching? Okay, let's keep watching it.
I think that what you did is different. I think it's everybody spurgs out. I'm spurging out right now. I'm gonna spurg out later, okay? On Chris, Lynch. And also, Indians do cool stuff every once in a while. They get the chest slapping, wrestling. You guys watch that? Action movies. He's shooting a bullet out of the air with a gun. He's flipping over the tuk-tuk. Indian clubs, shoulder rehab, exercise, fantastic. The hate, it's irrational hate. It's just racism. It's just a nonsensical racism. The hate and racism and anti-Indian sentiment, it's there to the extent that Indians are being used to replace white people. That's it. We have to stop playing pretend. We're not talking about exceptional Indians here. And that's why this is sort of spreading like wildfire. People sharing these H1B lists of what the jobs are. You are not in Calcutta scouting for the next Indian Einstein. You're not. We have to make it to outer space and invent new computers. Let's get to India and get the next Nikola Tesla. That's not what's happening. We're talking about people at fucking gas stations. You bring them over, you put them in a fucking gas station, and then we'll go around all the gas stations in the USA and find the next genius. Well, what if he's not in India? What if he's working at a gas station in North Carolina? He might be there. We don't know. Why don't we bring everybody here and then we can look for everybody?
Holy fuck, holy fuck, he's pissed off.
A fucking genius idea. We bring fucking everybody here, and then, like a needle in a haystack, we find the one man who can invent electrical computer. That sounds fucking retarded, and it's not true. You have to at least say that the H1B program is being scammed. If you don't admit that, then as far as like any type of discussion that goes anywhere is concerned, it's over. It's over. This is a direct quote from Moist Critical himself. I'm speaking on his behalf.
Wait, actually, what? Is he memeing? Is he memeing? Wait, what's going on? Is he memeing?
He's too busy streaming Marvel Rivals to talk to you.
Me too, man. Me too.
Too busy streaming Marvel Rivals to talk to you.
Me too. That's why I don't know about all this, because I've been playing.
So I'm here on his behalf, giving you opinions that he approved, okay? Nobody's expecting you to go full Steve Bannon here. You're a tech bro, we get it. Immigrant. But if you are on Team America, and by Team America, I don't mean Ben Shapiro's collection of ideas. America's not a collection of ideas. America is a people, Americans. If you are Team America, then the most prominent talking points need to be
America,
the immediate
fuck yeah.
deportation of illegals. Prominent talking points need to be the immediate deportation of illegals and the end of the abuse of the American worker by programs like this H1B, the gamification of stuff like this that's set up to benefit people who aren't us. Nobody wants to solve the Japanese birth rate problem by turning Japan into India. That's
some people were saying that, weren't they? There were people saying that.
Preposterous. That only would work in a computer simulation where you can just change the code and make a Japanese person. I've tried it. It can't be done. In my laboratory, okay, where Asmongold is right now, down in the basement, I have tried over 150 times to turn an Indian into a Japanese man. And the only thing I was able to accomplish was boiling them, all right? If you think, Elon, or Asmongold if you're watching this, if you think you can turn an Indian person into a Japanese person by boiling them, not gonna happen, okay? Go down to my basement and talk to the 150 Indians that I already tried that on. Doesn't work. Nobody wants to solve the American birth rate.
He's fucking pissed off.
Problem. What's gonna happen? We're gonna run out of people. Oh, the stock prices are gonna go down. Oh, that's a problem for the All In podcast to figure out. It's David Sachs. Sachs of what? Sachs of gold? Just start calling yourself David Sachs of gold. What's the other guy? Jason Sachs?
The man just admitted to mass murder. I think he's just trolling.
Asmongold. David Saxon changed his name to Asmongold. The branding is already set up for you. Asmongold wants to himself. You can replace his body and become the top streamer in America. I shouldn't say Asmongold wants to himself. I love Asmongold. That guy's classic. He's the ultimate. He's the best streamer. Is he good? I think he's good. I've never watched him. I just know his name is Asmongold.
He's spitting because I think he's chewing tobacco or something. I think he put a chew in at the beginning.
The only people who want to fix the American birth rate problem by turning America into India are fuckers.
Wait,
people
what?
are not by turning America. The only people who want to fix the American birth rate problem by turning America into India are fuckers. People are not interchangeable economic units. If they're not more than that, then that's just an extension of anti-natalism. That's just nihilism. That's just people don't matter. Neil deGrasse Tyson, the universe doesn't care. Shit. The universe cares. That's why we're here. It's understandable why a computer guy, why an engineer would think that or would want to think that, because it would make solving problems so much easier. We have hardwired group preferences, we have genetic memory, we have culture. This is not learned stuff. It's so deeply embedded in us that it carries on for thousands of years. Thinking of people as interchangeable units, while it would be useful in a simulation or in an economic theorem, it strips them of their humanity. And by the way, it's one of the first steps towards any authoritarian dictatorship type system. It's one of the first steps towards Marxism, is thinking of people as just labor. It's a very gross, anti-human thing to think, just to appeal to the Redditor in you. That's middle brain shit. Stupid people at the bottom of the spectrum know that everybody is special. Everybody's special. Everybody's different and has their own thing. Retards know this. Geniuses understand that everybody is a unique product by and
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I like videos like this because I find them to be very interesting. Gets me to think about stuff. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm having like a fucking fight or flight response right now because I'm fucking on Twitch right now.
Geist, or Zeitgeist, if you want to go with the moist critical pronunciation.
Are you sure I can watch this? Asmund watched it. Okay. Okay.
Mungo
We're safe
watched
then.
this earlier.
We're safe then. The bald one has spoken. Okay.
Everybody
All right.
is
Okay.
uniquely a product of their time and location and has their place in space and time. The smart people know this, the stupid people know this. It's people in the middle with 110 IQ, which is the worst IQ to have, who think that people can just be pushed around and moved around and changed. They can't. No hate towards Hispanics, okay? But that's why the room that I'm sitting in is covered in dust, is because the general contractor I hired.
Well, one of the big issues with this, again, and this is, I've talked about this before, it's an issue that you can't just replace people from one place to another, especially if you're not screening for assimilation, right? You can't do that because cultures are all really different. You can't just like have people take people from like one place, move them to another, and expect like that they're gonna give up, because when people are raised, right, they're raised in certain ways in which like it kind of solidifies like a lot of their worldview, right? So it's not really that easy for people to move from one place to another and then become a part of that culture. A lot of people don't even want to do that. So the fact that we don't even like, and again, like, because that's such a small amount of people that actually are willing to 100% and want to assimilate to like a new culture, there's not that many people that want to do that or can do that. Again, it's a small percentage of people. The fact that we don't even screen for that and we allow like whoever into the country without even making sure that they're like an actual cultural fit is like, it's fucking crazy. And like, even if you did screen for that, then the amount of people that you would let in would be significantly smaller, because you'd be like, okay, this person isn't really that interested in it.
Used Hispanic labor. I didn't know. They laid down masonry cement. When I said I wanted polished concrete floors, masonry cement, you can't polish it. They left board marks and footprints in it. And I had to pay another crew of black people, okay, shout out to Greg, to come in here with jackhammers and get this shit dumpstered out of here. I went and hired my own blacks. I went in the ghetto and hired them by hand. That's how you need to hire blacks for SpaceX. And what you get is you get lower quality construction. You get lower wages for the blue collar workers who are here and fighting. You realize that people are fucking up against the wall fighting to make ends meet? Do you understand that the American people are on the ropes right now? Your people are not the world, okay? It's the American people. That's where this shit is popping off. That's where you came to do business. The American people are your problem now, to the extent that you want people to pay attention to your opinion. And by people, I mean actual people, not Patrick Bet-David, not Ian Miles Chong, Scott Adams, not these fucking faggots that'll walk around sucking your ass because you have money and because you made an electric car. But to the extent that you want that, you have to protect the American people. You're all about being pro-natalism and increasing the birth rate. Why is the average dude gonna wanna have kids when he can barely afford to live by himself and eat Domino's? Hey, why isn't China importing infinity Indians right now? If it's such a huge economic advantage, why isn't China doing it? We need to do a naval blockade of China to make sure they don't get any of these amazing Indians. Every Indian that makes his way into China is a threat, because China will use their genius.
God, I wish I had the context. I wish I was like looking on X about what's going on, because I actually don't know.
To get one over on us. That's the biggest threat this country's facing, right? I think we need to go nuclear. I think we need to say, if China imports enough Indians, it's like diamonds. It's like nanotechnology. Indians are like nanotechnology. We have to be willing to use nuclear weapons to keep China from getting these precious Indians. That's step one. Sounds retarded, right? Because it is. It's retarded. It's subtarded. Ever hear of a subtard? By the way,
wait, what's
Moist
that?
Critical coined that term, subtard. Competing with China in what sense? GDP? Making a number go up? Having software companies that are valued more highly? Competing with China in what sense? And at what cost? If the cost is making America look like Calcutta, that's not worth it. That's not a price that we're willing to pay. People keep posting these aerial drone display videos of drones shaped like a dragon. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's something that a bright high schooler could do on a smaller scale, is it not? Making drones move around in 3D space? How is that an impressive problem to anybody except boneheads who are mystified by drones in the first place? Look at this aerial drone display. It's a ballet of killer drones. How can we compete with that? That's what drones do. They move around.
Shai says we could solve our brain drain problem by actively improving our own education system, improving our own citizens, and becoming more enticing for people to want to come here for their education.
Coordinate space. Who gives a fuck? It's the low-hanging fruit of robotics that mystifies people. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Didn't we have more impressive shit in the 80s? Isn't this more impressive?
One. Cover.
With no pilot to compromise performance, even more unusual craft and propulsion systems have been designed and
What the
tested.
fuck? What
Why
the
do we
fuck?
need to compete with them? Can't we just kick their spies?
That was like some Star Wars shit.
When do I get some Chinese pussy, okay? Am I not a big enough media figure?
Situation is basically that Elon got called out for saying H1B is a good thing for America. And people gave him shit because he came out and said he doesn't give a fuck about American citizens who are already here. He just wants to win. Vivek came out and said Americans are lazy and that our school system sucks compared to India. Hold on. I need to find the actual tweet. Vivek Ramaswamy. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first generation over native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit. a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to culture. Tough questions demand tough answers. So I don't know if this is what people are saying about lazy. He's not saying that in this part. I don't know if this is the only instance I see of I don't know if this is what people mean about it. Yeah, I'm reading the rest. The tough questions demand tough answers. And if we're serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. All right? Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. It doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, I don't know what this is, or Zack and Slater from Screech, or over Screech and
This
Saved by the
dumbass
Bell.
thinks Corey Matthews from Boy Meets World is a jock type.
I don't know what Boy Meets World is. Or Stefan over Steve Urkel in Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. I don't know any of this. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about this shit. This is an anime, so I don't know it. If you could put it into anime terms for me, then I might be able to understand it, but I don't know what this means. In fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity. And their kids went on to be wildly successful STEM graduates. Okay. Damn, he's using so many fucking normie stuff. I don't know what this is. Isn't like, just speaking from an Asian standpoint, isn't like the strict Asian parent like a thing? Don't people talk about this all the time? Like, wow, your parents are so strict because you're Asian. So what are you guys talking about? That's what he's glorifying? Well, I mean, it has benefits and negatives. Guys, I'm just trying to be fair, okay? Like, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to actually like listen. I'm actually trying to read what he's saying, okay? Movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons. Wait, but I love these. What the fuck? More books, less TV, more creating, less chilling, more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. If you grow up aspiring normalcy is what you will achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. And if we pretend it does, we'll have our asses handed to us by China. This can be our Sputnik moment. We're awakened from slumber before and we can do it again. Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden era for America, but only if our culture fully wakes up. A culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. That's the work we have cut out for us. Rather than wallowing in victimhood and wishing or legislating alternative hiring practices into existence, I'm confident we can do it. Yeah, honestly, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of on board with Julio here. Julio says, what is wrong about what he said? There's a couple things I think I don't necessarily agree with. So let's just start from the top, okay? So I'm going to have a hard time with this, guys, because I don't know these movies and like TV shows. I don't know what he's talking about. Let's start here. I know multiple sets of immigrant families in the 90s who actively limited how much kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted. I don't think this is necessarily it. Watch those TV shows because they promoted mediocrity. I don't think this is. I mean, in my experience, this wasn't really the reason. TV was seen as a recreational relaxation activity. It wasn't really seen as like a betterment activity. So unless you were watching like fucking National Geographic, Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, like it was kind of like whatever, right? Unless you were watching documentaries, it was kind of like seen as like a waste of time, basically. And it was kind of along the lines of like playing video games, right? So I mean, as a kid, like if I could, would I play video games all day and like not fucking, would I not watch documentaries? I would play video games all day, sure. And I'm guessing like that's kind of like maybe what they're talking about here about limiting how much they can watch TV shows. Like, I don't know if this is like necessarily true. The promoting precisely because they promoted mediocrity. I don't think this part really, like, if you connect this to this, I don't really think it's necessarily the content. I think all of the content is just entertainment. He wants drones that will do anything and settle for less. He's all saying that we should be work drones for the glory of his tech bro world. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not getting that from this. Crazy. The reason why, again, I'm coming from strictly like an Asian perspective. The reason why you didn't watch these things, it's the same. It was counted the same thing as like playing with toys, chatting online, watching movies. It was like all playing video games. It's all under this, in that like you have to balance that with like things of betterment, right? Like for instance, like my dad, he forked over the money to buy me Encyclopedia Britannica. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically like Wikipedia before Wikipedia. It's like a fucking encyclopedia. And he bought it for me so that I could spend time reading that, right? And not always playing video games. Because if it were up to me, I'd play video games all the fucking time. So like parenting your kids is about like giving them a balance of like both, right? Like something that's a little bit of beneficial and then a little bit of fun, right? I could watch Pokemon, I could play Pokemon, but then like I couldn't do that all the time. Like I had to do other things, like watch, maybe like Discovery Channel or something like that, or study. There's a little bit of a balance there, right? So yeah, it's not saying you can't watch it. It's saying actively limited. Okay? All right. So more movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends. I don't know what this is. More math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons. Okay, so this is, here's where I kind of disagree a little bit. I think kids should still be able to be kids. I don't really believe that the full fucking, like, going full on Japan and being like, yeah, kids, go to your after school club, come home from that, go straight to cram school, and then just grind it out fucking hard and like don't do anything else. I don't really agree with this. I think that things like, I don't really hang out at the mall, not really my thing, but I think like having kids hang out at the mall sometimes, being able to enjoy themselves with TV really helps with other things. So you have like knowledge, but you have knowledge, but you also have other skills that you need to learn, like creativity, for instance, right? So like watching like TV and like, reading books for entertainment, those kinds of things help with your creativity. Playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing video games, these all, and I kind of believe in like more of a balance thing here, rather than, I'm not like it seems like he's kind of promoting like a full on fucking, go to like all the learning camps and stuff. I don't really agree with that. This is so too Asian. Yeah, I think there's some balance between this. Obviously, too much of this is bad, and obviously too much of this is not good as well, right? Or this, sorry, is wherever it is, right here, right? I do think like, yeah, you should encourage your kids to like do weekend science competition. Sure, that could be fun. It'd be a fun activity you could do with your kids. Fewer Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, like, I think they should have a good amount of that too. So let's move on from there. All right. The most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. More normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. Wait, what? I guess it's true. I guess like the normies do bully the nerds. That is kind of true. But like, I think this one especially goes both ways. Basically, like, I think that the American parents, first off, I don't know if this is true. That most normal Americans look at those parents with scorn. I don't know if that's true. In fact, I feel like a lot of the times, like, they actually look at that like, wow, that's like really good, actually. I don't really think, or at the very minimum, she'd be like, oh, at the very minimum, sometimes a maximum, you'd see parents be like, oh, like they should let their kids play more, right? I don't think it's like this crazy. And I mean, let's be real, it's kind of goes both ways, right? Because then you'll have like Asian parents too being like, oh, that kid's wild, and like those parents they don't take care of the kids very well. You have shit like that too, like, oh, your kid should be like learning more, or your kid has bad grades. There's a whole thing with that in like among Asian parents as well. Again, I'm speaking from an Asian point of view because that's what I know. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Well, okay, again, here, which families you know? Okay, so I can go both ways on this, okay? Let me give you the A and the B on this one, okay? And dude, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if I'm just retarded, or like I feel like there's more nuance in this than like people are giving it credit for. I feel like people are just fucking mad. And again, like if he was like full on like fuck America, Americans suck, like let's import more Indians, I would be against that, obviously. But I'm trying to like read into like what's being said here, okay? And again, I'm giving my perspective as like you know, Asian parents grew up in America, okay? So here, now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest on both sides, okay? Is it true that there's a lot of parents who gave their kids like unrestricted freedom, fucking doing whatever the fuck that they want, you know, up late at night, come home at like 1 a.m.? Like, are there other parents that did that? Yeah. One of my friends was like that. He's fucking dead. But let me give you the flip side on that, okay? What about the parents that were so fucking overbearing that the parents that were so fucking overbearing to their kids, they didn't let them do anything, right? You want to know what's going on there? They fucking hate their parents. They hate their parents and they fucking hate America. They hate their parents and they're fucking crazy commies. So like so what Chaos Dragon says, both extremes are terrible for kids. That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying, is we need a little bit more balance here. Both of these are both bad. Saber says there are also parents who control their child so much that they raise like an autonomy. Yeah, that too. They have like no social lives. They don't know how to function like societally. Yeah, that happens too. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. Okay, so let me tell you though, where I disagree with Vivek here, okay? What I disagree with is I don't think the solution is, well, the American culture. I mean, sorry, let me back up a bit. What Vivek is saying about American culture is partially true. And it's more of a modern thing. You guys have to admit, we have created a culture, not us, but like the mainstream has created a culture in America that does embrace situations where competitiveness and success is not celebrated. Like for instance, the fact that we took away there's no losers, you know. There's like the soccer game and it's like there's no losers, guys, you're all winners. Like that's not true. We have created this kind of culture, obviously. Anyone can see it. Everyone knows this. That is the boomers' fault. I don't know whose fault it is. I'm just making observation. I don't know enough about it to like say whose fault it is. Except I can say it's probably the woke people's fault. That's all I can say. But we've created a situation of like, oh, you know, you're fat and unhealthy. It's fine. It's fine. You're great. You should just embrace that you're like that and keep being like that. Then obviously it's not a good thing. I'm not saying we should make fun of people that are fat and unhealthy, but we shouldn't be celebrating it. We should encourage people to become better and become healthier, obviously. We have created this culture of mediocrity, it's true. But at the same time, so like kind of going back to it, where do I disagree? I don't think that the solution is to say, well, America is fucked and the culture is fucked, so like, let's import people from a different culture. I don't think that's the solution. Going back to what was said a little bit in the video, if there was a Nikola Tesla, we would be absolutely retarded to not allow them into America. If there was that, right? But we should absolutely not be taking people in that won't benefit us. We aren't, and that's what Elon is pushing. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Like, for instance, I saw this post and everyone was saying, this is the one. This is the one. Keep reading it, Leaflit. You're going to see that Vivek is a piece of shit. And I read it and I don't really think he's a piece of shit from it. I think a lot of what he's saying is true. He's wrong about a couple things. Let me keep going. No, obviously I don't agree with everything. I already told you guys there are things I disagree with in this passage. And I'm telling you about it, what I do disagree with. Okay? And literally I just said, I don't think the solution is to replace out Americans and like ship in people that are quote unquote better. I don't think that's the thing. I don't think that's the right thing. Obviously. I said that like 10 times. All right, anyway, let's keep going. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper competitive global market for technical talent. If we pretend it does, we'll have our asses handed to us to China. What, like, is China gonna? What, you telling me China is gonna import people? Because they're not. It's a fucking joke. Like, what are you talking about even here? This can be our Sputnik moment. What is a Sputnik moment? Is that like some boomer shit? Like, what does that mean? Vivek is a piece of shit. Okay, so here's the thing. Hold on. Hold up. Guys, hold up.
The satellite the Soviets put into space.
Listen, guys, listen. This isn't complicated. Just because I agree with Vivek on a specific thing, it doesn't mean that I agree with literally everything else he said. All right, let's calm down. Just because I said, yeah, I agree with Vivek on this thing doesn't mean I think everything he's ever said is right. It's not! Are you trolling me? Okay, shut the fuck. Are you trolling? Bro, are you trolling me? No, fuck you, I'm mad? Okay, well then be... Okay, Ree! You're a streamer telling your chat... Listen, I have... This might burst some of your bubbles, okay? Listen. This might burst some of your bubbles, okay? And I'm sorry if it does. But if you came looking for a person that was going to tell you right-wing talking points and not think for themselves, you've come to the wrong place. I'm sorry. If I disagree with the right, I disagree with the right. That's just how it is. I think about everything on an individual level. I care about what's right, what I think is right. I think through what I believe in, and then I come to a conclusion. And if that doesn't match up with the narrative, right or left, then tough. Anyway, let's keep going here. This can be our Sputnik moment. We've awakened. And guys, I just want to be perfectly clear. Perfectly clear. I do not agree with everything a person says.
But jokes aside and trolling, you make a good point on the issue. Folks forget about segmentation of things. That we can agree with part of some.
Yes, exactly. Both can be true. I can agree with a person on something that I disagree with them on everything else. It's an individual thing, okay, guys? Like, people, like, this isn't some omnibus shit, right? Where like I'm voting for everything that Vivek is saying, obviously. What I got from Vivek's tweet is basically that he thinks Americans should treat our workers like slaves. Oh yeah, I mean, again, I'm guessing you're getting that from the part about here, about more math tutoring, less sleepovers, like full on. This is like some full on like Japan shit right here, like fucking, like full on like no fun, like only work. And yes, I disagree with this. I think this is wrong for the reasons I stated earlier. Like, I already went over this. Right? But like, I agree with some of the other things. Anyway, let's keep going.
Chat, I think you are misunderstanding Leaf. She is agreeing that with Vivek on the case that Americans fraternizing and party culture in
in the modern times doesn't really foster success, but she's disagreeing that becoming too strict is the answer. Yes. Thank you, Admiral Ghost. Yeah, exactly. I don't think that going full strict is I think there's a balance to be had here. And again, the idea that American culture has become increasingly lazy over the years is true. And increasingly less competitive is true. Like, again, we can't even have a winner in a soccer game. The H1B jobs are in the public database. You can look them up right now by company. Why don't you link it to me? Well, again, I'm saying that's bad, right? So like, if I don't know if this is true, but let me just pose a hypothetical here. If H1B visas are being used to are being abused to allow people in that aren't really a benefit to the country, then I agree with that. Then I agree that we should not do that. That's bad. We should only allow people into the country if it benefits us. They're giving out H1Bs to be a janitor. Yeah, I'm against that. Okay, well, I'm against that. I can be against that and simultaneously say, well, if the person is a benefit to the country, we should allow them in. I can be for both at the same time. That's what Vivek is pushing for. Where does it say here that we should let janitors in? Where does it say that? Does it say that in here? You're all ignoring the external context. Well, I mean, I'm talking. Okay, listen. Let me make this a lot easier. Okay, calm down. If I agree with something he says here, and he says something bad outside of this, that doesn't mean I agree with it. Okay? We're talking about this specific tweet right here. In fact, I will link it to you so you can look at it yourself. I'm talking about this specific tweet. If he says something bad outside of this tweet...
You didn't think this would be such a shit show, did you?
I don't know. It's always like this when you disagree with people and stuff, Master Andy. I'm just used to it. I thrive on this kind of shit, honestly. Like, I'll give you an example, okay? And this might be a hot take, but it is possible for an Austrian painter to say a thing, like, during his entire life, he probably said some things I agree with. But I disagree with him on the bad stuff. Just because an Austrian painter said it doesn't mean it's immediately wrong. And that's for everybody. Just because Tazuto says something doesn't mean he's immediately wrong. Saberwolf says cake is good by Mittler. Well, Mittler's fucking wrong there because cake isn't good. Cake is awful. And I disagree with him on that one. Okay, so Julio says, a lot of people are saying Vivek and Elon are doing this to get cheaper labor. If the immigrants were paid the same, then would the people become complaining agree with them? That's not completely fair because when you do add, when you increase the supply of labor, then it automatically decreases the value of said labor. It doesn't matter like if you say like, oh, they'll get paid the same. Well, yeah, but then it doesn't matter because you're still increasing the supply. So no, that's not fair. This tweet in a vacuum is fine. The points made stand on their own, says Rustic Milk. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, basically. So again, I don't know every single thing that that Vivek has ever said. So I don't really care what he said. Basically, what I care about is the specific things that he's saying here and whether or not I disagree with them. If you want, I can take a look at other tweets that he said that you guys disagree with, and then I can make a individual commentary and analysis of whether or not I agree with it or not. And like I said, the whole thing with hiring janitors on H1B visas, I don't think benefits America, so I am against that. The Woodstock generation managed to build out aerospace. The one before went to the moon. America was doing great. Underline your post is that we were all living in squalor until being rescued by H1Bs. Then why did everyone want to come here? That version of America, the one that used to embody unbridled exceptionalism, is exactly what we want to return to. That's a point about culture, not immigration policy. I think it's both. I think this is both, actually. So, it might not be what he's talking about specifically, but it definitely is a point about immigration policy as well. Because if you lower the standards of the people that you allow in and you allow them to dilute the culture by not having them even care about assimilating at all, then obviously that would dilute things, correct? That version of America, the one that used to employ... I mean, yeah, this is good. This is good, obviously, right? And also underlying posts about how we were all living in squalor until we were rescued by H1Bs. I don't know. See, I don't necessarily see it here that he's talking specifically about... I mean, he says multiple times in here. He says it right here that he wants to return to that. Which is like, you know, the great... like the eras of... Basically, a lot of the cultural decline is happening Well, I mean, I'm sure it's been happening for a while, but it's been a lot worse lately. He wants to return to it by importing people instead of fucking fixing the problem. Where did he say that? It's an implication of him supporting H1B. Well, I mean, again, it's like I said, like you could, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with supporting, like, for instance, if you were to say, we should limit it, like, for instance, let's say I said, okay, I think H1Bs can be good, but we need to make sure we only accept, like, high time investment people. We need to fix the loopholes and the abuse that people are using to get in on low EXP classes, and then we need to also help stuff at home and build up our people and fix our culture. Can't you say like all three of those simultaneously? Wouldn't that then be, would that in your opinion be pro H1B? If I say that H1, what do you mean by that? Basically is what I'm trying to say. Close H1B, fix education. Okay, so okay, let's use a hyperbole here. Let's use like a crazy hypothetical just to see what you believe. If we limited H1B to people that were, I don't know, Nikola Tesla tier, would you then agree with it? Say we limited it so that only like the highest level of EXP requirement is allowed. Yes. Okay. So that means that you're not inherently against H1B. You're against like the fact that it's diluted and it's being abused. Okay. Yeah, I'm for that. We can fix that. So being pro H1B isn't necessarily the issue. The issue is being for the current implementation of it and not wanting to close up loopholes. I agree with that. I agree with you guys on that. No, because we have 0-1B for the Tesla types. Is it Zeldrift? Is there another one? So I don't know the specifics of each of these individual laws. So rather than speak to if I agree or disagree with the specific stuff, I'm going to tell you like the actual belief behind it. And the belief behind it is that people that have high EXP investment, that have a lot of skill points, those people are valuable. And if we can get those people into America, it would benefit America. That's why I'm against importing people that are low skill point.
No, that is imperialism through the plundering of human resources. Other nations should be allowed to develop themselves.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest here. I actually don't give a fuck in that case. Pets on. I don't care. I just want America to win. If us poaching like the best and the brightest from different countries makes America better, I don't really give a shit, to be honest. That's just how I feel about it. I don't really care. They should have fixed their country and made it more appealing to live in my opinion. If a person, for instance, if a person born in whatever X country, like I don't care, let's just say country X, a person born in country X is like, I'm really fucking smart. I'm really fucking smart. I want to go to where the best and the brightest are, and that's America. Then, fuck. Well, they don't want to be there. Well, why would we say, nah, you stay there? We don't want you. Why would we say that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Why would we be like, oh, but we can't do that. We can't take that person from country X. Why the fuck? Who cares? Those people don't exist. Okay, well, I mean, I don't know about that.
If we're a bunch of money to their country for various programs, I'm not sure if we are. Then is it really plundering?
If we're already sending a bunch of money to their country for various programs, then it's really plundering. I don't know. I think those are separate things. Kitsu, those people don't exist. So are you telling me that people with exceptional IQ don't exist in other countries? Like, are they all in America? What do you mean? Then do you believe that Elon hired? No. Oh, okay, you're conflating my argument. I don't agree with. I don't care about that part. Like, I don't agree with that. We're making a different argument. This is a completely different argument than that. We could shut down H1B and still keep 0-1B open. Oh, sure, fine. I'm okay with that. I actually don't know what 0-1B is. I told you, I'm just learning about this now. I don't know what H1B is and 0-1B is. I don't know what it is. That's why I'm speaking strictly on, rather than speaking on on those things individually, I'm speaking like in the broader sense, like from a philosophical level. All right, anyway, what's this other one? You're being replaced in your own country because your culture is inferior to India's. Vivek. I don't think he's saying that. Hold on, wait, let me think about it. Give me a second. To India's. I see. Okay. Okay. Fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. I do think that the culture is degrading though, and we need the come back to God moment, you know? I think we need that. Anyway, let's finish this video here. I kind of get it now, what you guys are talking about. So now we can finish this.
That the CCP, is it the CCP, Chinese Communist Party? Why aren't they sending these hot spies to fuck with me? Suck my dick for blackmail. When's that gonna happen? China, I'm waiting, okay? I have 300,000 YouTube subscribers, or 250,000 probably.
Damn.
How much on Hide Wars? If you have over 100,000 Twitter followers.
Have you guys ever seen, sorry, I know I literally just got to back to the video and I'm already tangenting, but have you guys seen the videos of like the Western, like the American content creator China simps? Have you guys ever seen those? Where it's like a influencer going overseas to China and they're just like absolutely simping. Those are so fucking cringe.
Hey, do I look like a Subway Wonder Man?
It's unreal.
You should demand
That
that a
crazy.
hot Chinese spy comes and sucks your dick. Okay? You take video. Whatever. Why is that? Am I not popular enough to get this fucking mingling? To get Bing Bing over here? Ah!
Didn't that guy, what's his name? Eric Swalwell, didn't he do that? Didn't he fuck a Chinese spy? I swear he did. He did, right? Yeah. Isn't that guy like still like isn't he still like in his positions in the wasn't he on some committee that was like sensitive to national security? Damn. You think guys, hear me out. You guys think she pissed on him? What do you guys think? You think she pissed on him? Absolutely.
A Tesla Model X and Bing Bing over here sucking me. That's my price, China. Send them over. Do we need to build?
It's just the first thing I thought of. Like I thought about like Eric Swalwell, like what he looks like, what he talks like. And I was like, that guy probably got pissed on by that Chinese spy, you know? Like literally like the spy who shagged me, like fucking Austin Powers, man.
Giant cities that nobody lives in to compete. Do we need to turn our country into a surveillance state fucking nightmare to compete? Do we need to essentially have slave labor to compete? What type of competition are you talking about? And at what cost? Competing with China is competing with literal slave labor, and that's impossible to compete with. It's not worth competing with. And nobody who has a real sense of what matters in life thinks anything about competing with China. We've been hearing this for 30
Hold on, wait, what did he say? Hold on.
fucking and that's impossible to compete with. It's not worth competing with. And nobody who has a real sense of what to compete. Do we need to essentially have slave labor to compete? What type of competition are you talking about? And at what cost? Competing with China is competing with literal slave labor, and that's impossible to compete with. It's not worth competing with. And nobody who has a real
like on a tariffs
sense of what matters in life thinks anything about competing with China. We've been hearing this for 30 fucking years. As long as China...
Freedom is more important than competing with China. Yeah, that's true. The question is, how do you convince everyone else? How do you convince everyone else to do it? This is the funny thing. This is always like weirded me out. Is like, what weirds me out so much is that a lot of these global institutions, they claim to like care so much about like freedom and like the poor and the hurt, impoverished people, like the environment, imperialism. Like they care so much about colonialism. They care so much about this shit. And yet they're constantly sucking off literally the worst countries. You know, just just sucking them off completely. And it's fucking weird. It'd be like, oh, like this country says this. It's like, well, what the fuck do you care what they say? It's so crazy. And it's like we give them so much money. Like, for instance, the World Health Organization. Like, how much money do we fucking give them? Right? How much money does the USA give the HWO? We gave them $1.3 billion. Billion dollars. Okay? How much did China give them? I can't even fucking find it. We give them so much fucking money, and then they just flip us off constantly. It's the same thing with like the UN. How much money does the USA give the UN? 18 billion. The US pays 22% of the UN's regular budget and 27% of the peacekeeping budget. Why aren't they sucking us off? Can you guys imagine if you had like, if you hired like a fucking whore and she wouldn't suck you off? And you're like, how long is this gonna take? Like, we give them so much money, and then they dude.
Been an industrial nation. There have been headlines, The Economist. I remember this in the dentist office when I was a kid. China's looming on the horizon. We have to accept a lower quality of life immediately to compete with China. That's the thrust of every article. You, the American worker, you have to take less pay and accept more bullshit because there's a big boogeyman looming on the horizon. It's China for 30 years. Before that, it was Japan. It's constant. It's to keep wages suppressed. It's to make you shut up. Elon.
We basically have to, I think what we have to do here is have a bigger control over our allies, honestly. I know that sounds fucked up, but like, we need to be like, guys, are you going to be on like their page? Like, whose page are we getting on? Right? Are we going to get on, are you guys on board, or are we not on board? Right? And then if they're not on board, we should give them the double barrel middle finger. I really think so. Like, okay, fine. You're not on board with us, then fuck you. Like honestly, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why we don't do this enough, dude. Like, constant. Like, here's the thing I don't like about like current American politics. Like, dude,
the US should withdraw all foreign aid, and if people want aid from the US, they need to sign a contract that benefits the US.
100% agree with the Chilean. Like, why do we always fucking bend over for everyone? Oh, give us like some money, okay? You know, like what the fuck? Like, I don't know why America has been so cucked lately. Like, I just don't understand.
Doubles down in this tweet, offering a false dichotomy. Either we have to have more legal immigration, or you, the person disagreeing with it, you want America to fail for your own personal gain. What personal gain are you talking about? You want America to fail for your own personal gain. What is Elon, what are you talking about? How does anybody personally gain from this? The only gain happening is in stock prices of tech companies. That's the gain. That's where the gain is. Cui bono. That's who stands to benefit from this arrangement.
I just like my problem with like American, like the way that like America is like kind of run lately is that like America keeps sucking everyone else off. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand like why we're hard simping for like I'll just use like Israel for an example. Like, we just fucking suck off Israel all day, and we're hard simping. And like, I'm not saying that like we shouldn't be allies, but like we need to get some shit too. You know what I mean? Like banned and caught. What? Just, I don't think they should simp for any country. Or Ukraine, sure. Ukraine. Why are we simping so fucking hard for Ukraine? Only if it benefits us. That's what I'm saying. All I'm saying. This isn't a fucking racial thing. Like, don't try to turn this into like a anti-Semitic thing. It's not. I just want us to get what we're due. They should simp for us. They should all be Westaboos. They're fucking presidents. I want to see them right now. Go to the White House. Go to the Congress right now, wearing a fucking cowboy hat. And like they're on the cover, like they're on the cover of a 50-year-old woman romance novel with a fucking cowboy hat, and they have like the shirt on, like they have like the plaid shirt on, but it's like split down, like they're not wearing an undershirt, and it's open, and they have the cowboy boots on with the spurs.
tweet. It's not for...
They need to be going to like those shootouts where like they use they have Western gear and they shoot pistols. They shoot revolvers and they fan the hammer. And then they do like those 3-gun with like the lever action gun and the double barrel shotgun. They need to be doing that.
First principles thinking. It's not in good faith dialogue. This is a dishonest mischaracterization. Nobody's calling you a liar. People say things.
God, I'm getting like so fucking heated right now. Like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like I feel like tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and there's gonna be like some comments on like on fucking X or something, and like everyone's gonna be mad at me, and I'm gonna be like, oh, what the fuck did I say on New Year's?
In the heat of the moment that are dishonest though. This is a dishonest mischaracterization of the tens of thousands
Hold
of
on, let me check 4chan real quick. Okay, I can check 4chan right now. All right, let me see. Let's see. Why can't Leaflit see that these people, this is all by design? The colleges accepted less and okay. Leaflit finding out there were grifters.
This video no longer.
Hold on. Okay. Let's see. All it says is watch Kershaw. I thought it was gonna be spicier than that. Fuck.
People who are blowing up your website. This is not an own on Elon. This is not dunking on Elon. I know that you can bring the ban hammer down, and I know that you are going to be tempted to do so, that you already have.
There's one that says Leaflit, you can't say that. Where? Where? There's no Leaflit. Where? I'm looking at the thread right now. Where? Link it to me. Link it to me, Oka. Link it to me. Link me. Ooh, that link that you sent though, the Valuetainment Commerce LLC graphic designer. That one's kind of bad. I feel like we probably have good graphic designers already in America. I feel like that's one job that we do have a lot of people of.
With the groypers, which by the way,
Scotch, nice choice.
You blanket banned people, not for saying or not for posting swastikas, but for stating their opinion.
Hold on. Leaflit, you can't say that. Lamau Highleaf, she's reading my posts. Fuck, I'm on the old thread. Archived, god damn it, fuck. Oh, it's archived, that's, god damn it. The new one got archived already. What the fuck? Oh, nobody made a new one. Guys, it's been down for like 4 minutes. Where's the new thread? Where's the new bread? It's been 4 minutes and there's no bread. There's a new one? I didn't see it. Wait, why am I not seeing it? What's going on? It's literally not here. What the? It's literally not here. You just linked it to me. It has 3 posts. Oh, okay, thank you. I usually post from my phone, so I have like a hard time. I have a hard time with it. You know what I hate, Oka? Is the fucking captcha is so bad. The captcha is so bad. I fuck it up so much. Dude, earlier I was trying to do the captcha and like I couldn't do the captcha because it was so bad. No, I did it. I verified my email, but I already verified my email. But then like there's a captcha after, and it's the shitty slider one. I can never get it right, and then I did get it right, and then I found out that my IP was banned because I was on public Wi-Fi. Not public Wi-Fi. I was on like a LTE, and my IP was banned for some fucking reason. So I had to wait till I got home. It's really fucking annoying.
On this H1B issue.
I have trouble with the slider ones. Dude, I can't tell like I can't tell like what's noise and what's like an actual letter. Dude, it's so fucking bad.
That is a complete violation of the trust that the people you wanted to like you placed in you when you said that you're for free speech. It's straight George W. Bush. You're either with us or you're with the terrorists.
Hope Leaflit sees this. Sex with slimes? Bruh.
That's what this is. You're either agreeing with me or you're fucking an enemy. You're an enemy. It's not an argument. It's not a well-reasoned position. It's just my way or the highway. Is that what free speech is? Is that who
Actually,
you are?
I need a drink. I need to get let me take a quick break. I need a drink. I'm thirsty. You're back. All right, I'm back. I am enjoying a new iced tea and a venison meat stick. 100% grass-fed venison. So good.
Be like The Rock, and you can get Ozempic, you can get breast implants, start going on The View, whatever you want for popularity. You can do that, of course. But to the extent that you have popularity, if you keep digging this hole, it will be misplaced, and it'll be there because you're rich. What does winning actually mean? Healthy, functioning societies, they need more than gadgets. They need more than Marvel, more than goy slop. They need a shared ideology, heritage, history, beliefs and values, religion, or they collapse and they crumble. That's Babel.
Or there needs to be like a cultural cohesion of some kind. Because if nobody believes in this is like the problem that we're seeing in real. Sorry, I just took a bite. Let me finish eating it. You're seeing it in real time that like the lack of cultural cohesion is in societal cohesion, and just like a kind of loyalty to like community and to like each other is like an issue. Like it's causing a lot of problems.
That's Rome. That's every empire that's been crushed because there wasn't social cohesion. Basic bitch libertarian principles aren't enough. Maybe they're enough to get at VC funding, maybe they're enough to create an interesting exercise of some sort, but they're not to hold people together. And again, we're back to the idea
I don't know what
of
he means
people
by
as a
that. I don't know what he means by that though.
collection of economic units. That's what at the foundation of Marxism, that reality is just math. And thus the justification for a lot of Marxism is also what leads Silicon Valley libertarian type people to attempt to quantify the unquantifiable. Mount Rushmore, the space program, the interstate system, motion pictures, electricity, these are all things that are not quantifiable. So they're quantifiable in the sense that you can look back and you can say that they cost X amount of dollars, or that a certain amount of concrete and steel was used in their construction. But these dream projects are unquantifiable things. There's no slider in the program where you can crank up the number of Indians to 200 million and bring the American dream to fruition faster, okay? There's no data entry point where you can bump up
The problem is that actually, again, a lot of this is a cultural issue. You can't import people from one culture and then expect, like for instance, India is very different than America. In fact, all you have to do to know that this is the case, and America is, I think America is a great place, and all you have to do to know that this is the case is that people from India are constantly trying to, like, what country is everyone trying to move? Look at the flow of where people are moving from and to where, right? So the idea that you can take people from one country, and again, not expecting them to actually culturally assimilate into like the new country, you're just taking them and like you don't even care about that at all, and then you just place them into another country. Obviously, it would change the culture of the new country, right? Obviously. And all you have to do to know that that's the case is go to places where it's really where you can't speak to anybody because everyone speaks a different language. There are places in America like that.
Indians and get Chrysler buildings popping up everywhere, more Art Deco construction. We do not need more bloated code bases, more tech gadgets, more poorly run hotels, more work ethic, okay? What we need is leaders willing to fight for the American people, not for corporations, not for the idea of America, but for the American people. That is the only thing that we need on the brink of collapse, on the eve of our crumbling. It needs to be something higher, a higher ideal than tech company market caps. If it's just that, then it's just noise. It's just not reality. Reality is the hundreds of thousands of kids who are graduating with massive college debt, hundreds of job applications. They're being looked over for people who
The
are
college debt thing is fucking bullshit anyway. Like that's a whole different issue.
not us. That's not a meritocracy. That's not some idealistic, high-minded thing. It's just money. Apple and Google might win, but America will be worse. The soil that all this winning flourishes out of is salted. And that means that the next Apple, the next Google will be Chinese. Potentially the next SpaceX will be Chinese. Wouldn't that be strange? Wouldn't that be interesting if China makes it to Mars first? It would be great for humanity. Why don't we do it? Let's do it. China makes it to Mars before America. Does that sound like fun? It's just humans. They're just interchangeable economic units. Why wouldn't we want that?
It's not because the culture is different between the two.
We do it. It sounds good to me. How do we define winning?
I care about America and American culture. That's what I care about. At least the ideals of the founding. That's what I care about.
I just won. That was Asmongold that I spit on. I killed him. I'm not dissing Asmongold. I'm just playing around. I spit on Moist Critical. I'll spit on his face. Fucking guy. No, we love Moist. We have a deal with Moist right now. It's for nicotine pouches. These are Moist's nicotine pouches. I call them Moist. Did you know Moist is a Yiddish word? I didn't know Moist Critical is actually Jewish. Did you know that? Crazy fact. Winning. Is winning making it so that tech companies have even higher valuations? Is that winning? It's the valuation of Netflix. I figured it out. That's why we're not winning, is because Netflix stock isn't high enough. That's the only way to win. I want to kill my neighbors and burn them alive and blow up my car, but it's okay because Netflix is worth $3 trillion. I want to cut my cock off and scramble.
Where is he spitting? Is he just spitting on the floor? Does he have like a pot or something? What's going on? Are they just going to clean the floor up after him? What the fuck?
My brain with fucking fluoride. I'm gonna win because Netflix is worth $3 trillion. I can't believe the dollars are this high. I can't believe we're winning this much. The dollars are this high. We have such good drones and spying technology. We're winning. That's the most retarded thing I've ever heard.
Wait. Can we have both? I guess you can't. I guess you can't have maximum levels of economic winning if you If you don't do maximum exploitation, you can't have the maximum, like the total. Sorry. Basically, if your end goal is to make as much money as possible, you can trade culture for that and trade the health of the American population. You can trade that.
Our rich are richer than they're rich, therefore winning. Ignore how we evaporated our middle class entirely to do it, is what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can burn you can burn that to like make even more, but like what I guess what he's saying is like in the end you will have scorched the earth, basically. At that point, the soil is fucked and like you can't grow anything. And then there's going to be a point where nothing grows anymore and then everything is fucked. I think it's kind of like what he's saying.
At least leftoid medicine vaccine brain niggas. Bleep that out, please.
Wait, did he say the fucking word? Bro.
Said people. At least people whose blood has been replaced with vaccines and are so far on the left they salute Mickey Mouse. They think that they're helping people. If winning...
Honestly, I think in the perfect world, nobody would care. That's just how I feel about it. I feel like people were less racist when everybody was shouting it on fucking Call of Duty, Battlefield, Counter-Strike. When people were saying it like all day, people were less racist.
Is just drones doing an aerial display while a robot jerks me off to sample my DNA, then everything is lost. I killed a homeless person today, Chris. Did you know that? It was free speech. I said, you fucking dirty ass bum ruining my street. I'll kill you. And then I used a speech gun to shoot a speech bullet into his speech head. I ripped an NFL cheerleader team. The guys too. I used free speech on them. Do they have male cheerleaders in the NFL? National Fag League. Look it up, please. Does the NFL
Did Asmund really watch this whole thing on Twitch? Guys!
have male cheerleaders? That is awesome.
Crazy, I swear to God, if you get me banned, I'm gonna fucking...
A third of the league's male cheerleaders. America is the greatest
I'm gonna take a shit on your doorstep.
on earth. Here's your male cheerleaders. Is everybody on fentanyl? Everybody working at D'Angelo's? Everybody working at the mall? They're all retards? Everybody who's had their lives destroyed by big
That's right. I'm gonna take a free speech shit on your speech doorstep. Exactly.
pharma, by the grist mill of inflation and taxation, everybody that's been betrayed by their leadership in this country, are they all retards? Is everybody who's got, and this is a lot of people, who has $400
for when the ban
in their
hammer
bank
falls.
accounts and is getting hit with overdraft fees and has the
Sorry.
landlord from hell, are they all retards? You work at a sub sandwich shop. You couldn't invent PayPal. If you really believe that these people are all retards, then you have no place in the discourse going on about the future of this country. You are just a computer guy. And I don't think you really believe that. I hope to God that you don't. But if that's really what you believe, then you're not a leader. I could say fuck you. I could say take a step back and fuck your own face. But I'll say this. If you really believe that the American people are retards, which they are, we got male cheerleaders in the NFL, but if you really do not have in your heart grace and respect for the Homer Simpson, vinyl siding, economy shitbox driving retards who make your dream possible, if you have a heart, if you are a human being, then that will sting harder than telling you to go fuck yourself. You can do the go fuck yourself all day. I tell myself to go fuck myself. You can say that all day. Fuck you, fuck you. I say that in the mirror when I wake up, and when I put makeup on. Who gives a fuck? If you believe these people are retards and you don't have any goodwill towards them, then you're not a leader. You're just a nerd. And there's plenty of those. There's plenty of nerds who got lucky. I bought Bitcoin, Magic the Gathering online exchange. I got lucky. There's no shortage of nerds who got lucky. There's this disturbing idea from the BoomerCon right that America is just a collection of ideas, and you bring everybody in the world, the teeming masses who are desperate.
Well, here's the problem is that you bring in the masses that don't even care about those ideas in the first place. So what is it then? Like, obviously it doesn't work that way. Later, Julio.
A half gallon of milk, you bring them here and all of a sudden they're hit like lightning with this idea that makes them able to make this country stronger. This country's never been weaker, and it's never been more open to foreigners who aren't us. These two things, they're not unrelated, they're directly related. Would Ben Shapiro say the same thing about Israel? Israel's just a collection of ideas. Would Vivek say the same thing about India? India is just a collection of ideas, really good ideas. That's why they're doing so good. Grope women on the train. That's not a glib remark, by the way. I make a lot of jokes about Indians in my stand-up act. I had an Indian woman come up to me after a show. I thought she was gonna chew me out and beat my ass, ear beating.
Oh, he's a comedian. Sorry, I don't really know who he is. He's a comedian. He's mad. He's a mad comedian. Mad comedians are kind of funny.
Indian style for the jokes that I made. She said to me, "Thank you for saying that. I went there with my 13-year-old sister and they pulled her pants down on the train." Is that an Indian idea? When we bring them over, does that idea suddenly...
I don't really partake in much media stuff, to be honest.
vanish and they get the neural net download
This
of
is
American
not his
ideas? Is
normal
that how it
content.
works?
It's a one-off commentary video, which is why this is getting so much attention.
Oh, cause he's fucking mad. That's why, crazy. He's fed up.
People who are mad at you right now don't view America as a collection of ideas. It's not an economic zone. I hate how there's this argument against Americans asking them what they built. If you're so great, what did you build? What did you build? Nothing significant that gets built gets built on an individualistic scale. The greatest things that humans have built, cathedrals, which if you disagree with this, it's just, you're wrong. I mean, computers are pretty up there, but cathedrals are a good example of this. Cathedrals are built over hundreds of years.
Yep.
They're built not just by the...
Can you imagine that? Like, you're building something and like, you'll never live to see it completed. But you know that like your children will. That's fucking crazy. Like that's crazy shit.
Army of stone
That's so
masons
wild.
who build them, but by the towns who pay for it. They are the cream sitting on top of the cake. The cake is the soil. The cake is the vinyl siding dumbasses who are your customers, who are the people who pay for this shit by putting their retirement accounts in Vanguard mutual funds. They're the people who you owe a debt to, a debt for being able to do the stuff that you do. These H1B tech workers that are coming in, so many of them are just managing apps that other people built. They're maintaining code bases for stuff that was built years ago. What are they making? Social media apps that collect all your data? They're making to-do apps, dating apps. Who fucking cares, man? What did they build? Mobile phone games? It's just stuff that feeds more into consumerism. It's not actually making life better for anybody. The sentiment that Americans aren't good enough, that's one of the darker things that has happened here. I know that Vivek Ramaswamy does believe it to be the case, and for him, this Twitter bomb was a mask-off moment in a way that I hope it wasn't for you. But that sentiment and the Twitter deboosting, algorithm change, blanket ban, all that stuff, those are the darker things.
Yeah, that part I don't. So I don't know how. I don't know. Again, I'm kind of just getting into this whole thing that's occurring right now. Did they really ban people for disagreeing with them on the H1B thing? I don't know the specifics of the bans, but if they were banned specifically only because of that, that is fucking awful. Free Speech King banned tons of people. That's incredibly unfortunate, because I think Elon did a great thing by taking over Twitter and giving it to free speech. But if he's falling to his own tyranny, that's terrible. Like if he's basically succumbing to the temptation of power, that's awful, I think.
In the sense of not good for...
And I'm very disappointed if that's actually what happened. Because I actually really liked Elon a lot. And that's incredibly disappointing to hear.
Humanity, not good for the future. Running Twitter the same way your enemies did before you bought it from them.
I don't know how true it is, though. Again, I don't know. It could be different. People got demonetized and their verifications removed for doxing people, says El Durpo King. Is that true? They shouldn't be doxing people. That's not a good thing either. If they got demonetized or whatever for doxing people, that I can agree with. But if they did something that's basically endangering someone else, then I can see that being a justification to actually like remove that or ban them. But if it's simply, again, because I don't know the specifics of what happened, and there's going to be conflicting information, I'll just say what I believe instead, because that, I think you can, based on what comes out, what I believe has been stated. So it would honestly shift based on like what was said, right? If they got banned for doxing people, then I think that's legitimate. I think that's fine, because you're endangering somebody else. You're endangering other people. There are consequences to that. People can be killed from that. So yes, I agree with that. But
only doxing I heard was done by people defending H1Bs, namely James Lindsay. Outside of that, first I heard of doxing during all this.
Yeah, but if it's true, if this is true, that he banned, blacklisted, demonetize people just for being against his views on the H1B thing, then I think that is a bitch ass move, is what I think. And that is basically being drunk on your own power. And I obviously disagree with that if that's the case. But again, I don't know what happened, which is why I'm giving both sides of my take.
Is that what you wanted when you bought this thing? Is that the let it sink in moment? Is that what you envisioned for the global meeting grounds? And we're not talking about just making the 10% of people on the left and the 10% of people on the right mad. The middle is the Overton window. You're just talking about satisfying the Overton window. This is censorship. You're engaging in censorship pretty much right off the rip here. You just bought Twitter. You just got in with Trump. You just became a Republican. You just courted the MAGA base. That's a pretty big betrayal of the role that you have stepped in to fill, whether or not it's even true, okay? I couldn't work at SpaceX. I don't have a delusion about that. It doesn't matter because you are in charge of American companies. You are an American leader. So what matters is that that's the sentiment people are walking away with after your tweet storm. It's not helped by these Patrick Bet-David, wolf in sheep's clothing, cocksucker podcaster guys who are just up your ass because they have money.
Satoru Yukoi says, if worst case scenario, even the founding father made a speech illegal for a time when facing criticism, let's just hope he'll correct course with enough pushback. Yeah, that's the ideal scenario. I think the ideal scenario is that he realizes, if it's true, again, I don't know if it's true or not. Ideal scenario is that, I fucked up. And then, I think we should all, we should understand that people do make mistakes. We shouldn't fall into the same Puritan trap that radicals fall into, but he should be held accountable, in my opinion.
The extent to which you deserve to be a king, more importantly, or equally importantly, how posterity will look upon your works is directly related to your attitude, your benevolence towards the American people. The Cybertruck's cool, but if America crumbles, it's because we've taken on too many outsiders who don't give a shit about the country. Then the Cybertruck will be a footnote in a Wikipedia. It'll be the DeLorean. It'll be something interesting. People look back, oh, that was kind of cool. You know why they won't be driving it? Because they'll be driving a Neo, and China will be the first to Mars. This isn't fixed by moving the goalposts of what an American is. It would be a lot easier if an American was just an Indian with an Ivy League degree. It would make this whole problem go away instantly if that worked. If you could just wave your hand and say that an American...
Basically, his argument, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier to understand. His argument is that the fields in which all of this grew, all of this prosperity and all of this technological advancement, these concepts that make up America, they grew because of the culture and the people who made it, basically, is what he's saying. Is that none of this happens without that existing. And that if you dilute it by allowing people who do not subscribe to the culture, if you keep allowing people that do, into the country and accepting them as part of the country, but they don't believe in any of this, if you keep adding people like that, it will water down. You know what? Let me put it into terms that are easier to understand. Okay. Let's say you're a game company, and let's say you created, really, really good games, really well respected. Wow, like masterpiece, AAA, game of the year. All the gamers love you, and that development team, small, incredibly, kind of renegade game developers come together to create these masterpieces. Let's just say they're like Blizzard, right? And Blizzard makes these amazing games that everyone fucking loves. Everyone, I love this shit. This is so good, right? Everyone loves it. And then slowly, people start to join the company. They start to hire people that don't have the same culture. They don't have the same thoughts on game design. They're not they don't understand the same things that everybody else who was in that renegade team believes in. Slowly, it starts to dilute. People start to leave. People start to leave, you know, and you just keep adding people that don't have anything. Your HR just, I don't give a fuck, man. We just need to fill the job, man. Like we just, you know, we're not working fast enough. We need to fill the job. We need to whoever we can get. Oh, this person worked for like this other game company. Like they know what they're talking about. And then you just keep adding people that have nothing to do with the culture in which created those masterpiece games. What happens? The games start to suck slowly. You see it die. It's like cancer. Right? And how many times have you seen this happen to a game company? You lose the vision. Exactly what Jojo said. And that's what he's talking about. But now apply that to an entire country. Okay? Now you take that same concept, apply that to a country where you're allowing all of these people in based
Too
on
many cooks Islam.
based purely on their skill and not on that attitude that created the games in the first place. You're doing the same thing with a country. And that's kind of the point that he's making here. And you know how mad we get. Don't we get mad when we think about Sweet Baby and we think about like Concord and we think about Assassin's Creed? Like I can go on and on about just all the games that fucking dead game. This game this is gonna fucking suck. Right? We think about, we get mad, right? Even gamers get mad, right? So now just think of that in terms of the entire country, and you can see why this guy's pissed off. All right?
Is a Guatemalan who
Does
was born
that
here.
help illustrate it at all? Because I think it's like literally the easiest parallel for gamers to understand, because it's happening to us. We're just ahead of this, basically. We're like slightly ahead of like what's happening culturally in the country.
That's an American. We wouldn't have to have this painful conversation. It would be so easy if you could do that, if it were
What do I usually stream? I usually stream, I chat, and then I play games. I'm probably going to play games after this video.
computer simulation. That's Marvel movie shit. An American is whoever Doctor Strange brings through the portal to beat Thanos. The new Spider-Man is an
Fuck Doctor Strange, by the way. The dude's fucking OP. The hell?
American. It's a lesbian from Sri Lanka who just came here to start up a cupcake business. But she listens to Cold Wave. And she just came here to start up her hair dye business. She's an American. She's here for the American dream. That's not reality. That's math, that's Marxism, that's computer programmer, simulation, bullshit. We all know what an American is. And all these paragraph-long definitions and high-minded ideas, it's just propaganda. We know what an American is. And if you're not here to help the American people, then your usefulness to us is over with. The right wing, Republicans, conservatives, etc., they are trolls and memers and shit posters, and they have acerbic ideas, and they're also the most forgiving people. They are the most forgiving.
I don't know about that. We'll find out. We'll find out. I don't know if that's true.
People. Anytime anybody does anything remotely based.
That's why I'm saying we shouldn't fall into the trap, crazy. We should not fall into the Puritan trap of unforgivable, get the fuck out, never talking to you again. We should not fall into that trap. That's my caution to like everyone that's like pro-America. Like, we should be very cautious about falling into that.
They are absorbed by the right. Anna Kasparian talking about not feeling safe in her neighborhood. That's based, man. Anna Kasparian was red-pilled this whole time? I can't believe it. Damn. People, broadly speaking, do not expect you to be full-on 1950s racist Hank Hill, get him out guy. Get him out of here! That's not what they're looking for, okay? They're fine with the Silicon Valley tech version of the occasionally based, occasionally Neil deGrasse Tyson soy face. They love that Elon. It's this idea that Americans aren't good enough, this misunderstanding of what America is. You're just as bad as the people you bought the website from.
I gotta see the Elon posts later, because did he really say Americans aren't good enough and that they're awful? That'd be a really terrible thing to say if he actually did say that. He did. Can you link it to me, Ilka?
If this continues to be the case, are you able to listen to valid criticism? It's not from Russian bots. It's not a coordinated attack on you. It's tens of thousands of people pissed off because they think you betrayed them. I hope to God you're a leader. The rest of you can keep watching this right now. Check it out. asmongold.com/ what's the guy's name? Moist Critical. That's the website. asmongold.com/moist critical.
Wait, is he fucking trolling? Hold on. asmongold.com/moist. Wait, how do I spell moist critical? Okay. asmongold.com/moist. There's nothing.
You can now, if you're not Elon, you can jump over to the regular video and start watching. What I actually believe, I think that the U.S. economy is grinding to a halt, and that the tech bros and investors, it's like someone tweeted about this, the bubble in the Japanese economy, where Japan was faced with the decision to either start importing people or get ready for a long winter. I saw that tweet and that immediately rang true. I think that these investor bros are counting on AI to offset the loss in productivity of this dying empire. It's slowly being realized that AI is, for all intents and purposes, a glorified spell checker. I use AI all the time. I'm a pro subscriber to ChatGPT and Perplexity.ai. I have Perplexity AI as my default search engine, and it's about as good as searching forum posts was 20 years ago. It's not some revolutionary thing. It's...
I don't know if I agree with that. I think AI is pretty good. What is he talking about? Like, I think AI is actually like pretty good. It depends how you use it, but it's pretty useful.
Extra dimensional autocomplete. The words have weighting and tone and various other dimensions.
Yes, it is not our savior. It is a tool. Exactly what Benny B. Button says. AI is good, but not our savior. It is a tool. Yes, AI needs a person behind it to really do well. The number of people that know how to use it properly are uncommon. That's actually true too. Yeah.
That are vectors, and what you get at the end of it is an article that can almost fool a computer into thinking it was written by a human. I think there's a game of musical chairs going on with money, and people are desperate for a way to keep that game of musical chairs going, even if it means fucking us over. The idea that these tech guys want to bring in exceptional people is just not true. They're looking to hire basically slaves who can't leave their company without leaving the country, who will work for 50%. That's the other thing. They keep saying they'll work 80 hours a week, which is bullshit. Nobody works 80 hours a week. They work 20 hours a week of actual work, and the rest of the time is spent fucking around on the phone and showing the boss that they're working 80 hours a week, sitting in the office. They're not actually working 80 hours a week. And furthermore, why should anybody have to work 80 hours a week? Why is this a race to create slaves? Why is that a good thing? Why is that a humane thing? Why is that good for humanity? How is it possible, if you're a Democrat or...
I think people should only work that hard in service of themselves, to be honest. Just my take on it. You should only work that hard in service of yourself.
Republican, if you're left or right, why is...
And your family.
Is it a good thing...
And your community.
...to want slaves? They'll work 100 hours a week. They'll work in their sleep. They'll work 200 hours a week. They'll work infinity. They'll have no lives. That's not a good thing. If you want more hours out of somebody, you have to pay them more. It's just money. They'll do it for 20,000. That's what they're saying. They're pretending like they're complimenting their diligence and their work ethic. What they're really saying is we can hire them for cheaper. That's what that means. 80 hours a week or pay them 100,000 more a year.
The problem is that a lot of the times, why do people, like, let's dissect this for a bit. The reason why people go to America is because they don't like where they're from, because it fucking sucks. And the problem is that they don't want to go back. So obviously they would work for less because they obviously want to be here more. But then, like, people here who live here, they have a certain standard of living, right? And yet corporates take advantage of their desperation. Yes, what Saber's saying. 100%. They take advantage of that desperation. And it's like I said earlier, I had a disagreement with someone in the chat. I don't remember who exactly, but by adding more people, I think it was Julio, actually. I think I disagreed with Julio. That by adding more people, you are, even if you're saying, oh, we pay them the same amount, it doesn't matter because you're diluting the pool. You're diluting the pool of labor. The more you add, the lower the value is. Supply, it's the basics of supply and demand. If there's a higher supply of labor, then the demand goes down, therefore the price goes down. It applies to not just goods and services. Goods, it also applies to services.
The same thing. They're just saying you can pay these people 150,000 instead of 400,000 or 80,000 instead of 250,000. It's just money. Any system that gets set up is going to be gamed. This one is gamed by Indians who are master gamers. Pull up the Cognizant article. This is a company that was found guilty of setting a pattern and practice of discrimination against non-South Asian and non-Indian workers.
That is another thing too, is a lot of the times.
That's why getting work is so hard. It used to be your resume against like 10 people at most in your town. Now it's against 1,000 people
from all over the country with completely different living circumstances. 100%. And like, obviously, if you're highly skilled, you'll be able to get these jobs. But if you're not, everyone has to start somewhere, right? You don't start off with level 100, whatever your job is. You don't start off as that. You have to grind some boars, right? And then if everyone's grinding the boars, then there's no boars left. And the respawn time is too low. And then you have a bunch of people just kind of standing around, like trying to pull the boars in like the most ridiculous ways possible. And then you have people like, well, I can't hit the fucking boars unless I use a cheat code, unless I use a hack. And then now everyone has to use hacks to even compete, to even hit a boar in the first place, to try to climb their way out of level 10. It literally, the starter zones are overcamped. They're overcamped, man. It's getting close to etherish time. Have you seen the extra for some? I haven't Heron Blade. Our starting zones are all screwed with twinks. Yeah. PvP always on. It's crazy how understandable it is in gamer terms. Well, I try to put it into gamer terms because I'm a gamer and that's what I understand. And I feel like it's easier for you guys to understand too. If we like put it into like terms that if I translate it into gamer terms, so it's like easier for everyone to understand.
Not the intention of the program. The intention of the program is to create a meritocracy. But like Thomas Sowell said, you have to judge things on their outcomes, not their intentions. You could make a law called the everybody good, free money, everything good law. But if the end result is that quality of life goes to shit, that's what you have to judge it on.
Yep.
And so this H1B stuff, you can't judge it on the floral, high-minded, beautiful, humanistic language that's used to sell it. That's just propaganda. You have to judge it on the end result. Here's another one, hire workers.
Yeah, the problem is, another thing is that, and again, we can view this on a smaller level in games. If you can cheat, people will cheat. Not everybody. There are people that have a sense of honor and a sense of fairness, but there is always going to be a certain subset of people that just slightly psychopathic enough to not give a shit about the experience of everyone else. Thank you for the follow, Adron. So there'll always be hackers, people aimbotting, people walling, people using lag switches. There's gonna be people that do this. And now just apply that to real life. If they can cheat by using, like, say, like I don't know if this is true, but it seems like it is, but I don't know if it's true. I'm just saying, I'm making a hypothetical here. Let's say that H1B is highly exploitable, that there are ways you can hack the system in order to make the maximum amount of money. An unscrupulous person would do that. We have to design things to be as uncorruptible and uncheatable as possible. Whenever you do something, you have to assume the worst of human nature, because that's how people are.
At a fraction of the cost of American workers, force them
Thanks
to
for the follow,
work longer hours
Thank
because
you.
they won't leave their job, because if they quit, they're gone from America. This is not helped by a government oversight committee.
Yeah, and then the issue here, the big issue here is that the government has, and this, again, it always goes back to this. This is why I hate the government, because it all goes back to that, and then they have the power and they're the ones exploiting it. And a lot of these problems are caused by corruption of these corporations getting government protection. And tomorrow we will watch a video. We'll watch the Tucker Carlson video about the medical establishment and like how health insurance works. We'll watch that and we'll see. We'll see how fucked up it can get with the government, like the government basically allowing the cheating for certain people to exist, which consolidates their power and allows them to do ridiculous bullshit stuff. Like, for instance, did you guys know this? That it is illegal for a and you know what? Maybe Oka would know about this. It is illegal for a pharmacist, like a pharmacy, to sell you, like, if you have insurance, they can't tell you, like, hey man, like, you know that drug only costs us $1. Just pay us $1 and we'll sell you like it's straight, like, cash, because that's how much it costs us to sell it. They can't do that. They have to basically tell you, oh, your copay is $10. And then so what happens is your insurance then takes the $9 and pockets it. Yeah, but see, Oka, you're not allowed to say that. You're not allowed to, like, recommend that, right? Like, you can't say, like if a person goes, I want to pay cash for it, like, sure, you can sell to them for cash. But if
oh no,
well, you can,
who let
you
this
can.
backdoor loop open?
That's
Oh,
fine,
well,
really.
Might as well use it, Leaflit clown.
Really, I thought that was illegal. Is it not? You sure? You sure? I mean, I guess you are sure. You that's your profession, right? So you're allowed to tell a person, like, don't use insurance. Legality is very loose. But yeah, how fucked up is that though? How fucked up is that half the time they don't tell you, they just take your money. We'll find out about it tomorrow, because tomorrow the video we'll watch tomorrow is about that. The video tomorrow is about that, so we'll watch it together. But there's a lot of, like, these laws that are set up intentionally to, like, just fuck with you, basically. Like, it's just they scam you basically out of and the thing is they scam you legally, right? And they do these scams with the power of the law on their side. And that's the problem. It's not actually free market. They're not actually free marketing it. They're using the government to help them to fuck you over, basically. Because if it wasn't for the government, we'd go punch them in the faces, right? We'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you trying to scam me, bro? Like,
or anything like that. It's just the case that when you set up a system that can be gamed, it gets gamed. That's how people work. They're looking for the path of least resistance. They're looking to maximize their benefit from the system. That's just human nature. massive payouts over claims they discriminated
Yeah, we'll watch it. We'll watch it tomorrow, and we'll learn all about it.
against American workers in favor of foreign workers. Apple paid $25 million.
The health thing, I believe, started in the was it the 70s? I think the 70s is when that shit started.
Into the deal, which is like $25 to a regular person. Apple engaged in a pattern of citizenship status discrimination in recruitment positions. The claim that we can't find talented people here is nonsense. That's dishonest. The claim should be that we can't afford to pay talented people enough, or we don't want to. Sorry for getting overly serious here with you. At the end of the day, I think you should buy Bitcoin. There's this tendency to want powerful people or people in a leadership position. You get emotional when they're...
What about silver coins? What about Trump's silver coins?
When their every worldview doesn't line up with yours. You know, Trump's not based enough, or Joe Rogan's too whatever. But these are the men.
Results on YouTube. Gun-related and very entertaining.
Thank you. Right, Fumo coins. Guys, should I start Fumo coin? Thank you for the bits. Thank you, Gabagool. Sam Hyde's video on administrative results on YouTube. Gun related. Guys, we should make Fumo coin together. It's a Fumo backed currency. Every coin can be traded in for a Fumo of the can be traded in Fumos. So we get like a giant warehouse. We fill it with Fumos and we mint the coins, and you can trade them immediately for a Fumo. The Fumo Reserve, exactly. It's the Fort Knox of Fumos.
Fumo is already a coin.
Fumo is already a coin? Well, no, what I mean, but when I say Fumo coin, I mean literal coins. Literal metal coins with a Fumo on it, and the Fumo, which is stamped on the coin, corresponds to a real Fumo that exists in a warehouse. And we trade these coins with each other, and you can cash out the coin for a literal Fumo.
Who define our times, and I think...
Are you literally inventing an NFT? Yes, but instead of an art, it's a Fumo. I think a Fumo has way more value than like a monkey, like a fucking monkey with a hat. But it's like a physical Fumo. You can trade the coin in for physical Fumo.
Token.
Non-Fumoable token, exactly. Non-digital. Fumo coin, take my money. Because here's the thing, guys. Fumo prices are crazy. Did you know that Fumos appreciate insanely high? You can sell a Fumo. You can buy a Fumo now for $300 and sell it for $900. It's happened before. In fact, I can show it to you right now.
Back USD with Fumos, the new gold standard.
Look at this shit, guys. Look at this shit. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Look how much they are. Last one, 3 sold. They sold 3. Look how much we can make off of Fumos, guys. 3 have already been sold. 28 people watching it. Last one. $1.8 thousand. So when the next deck of Fumo comes out, we buy 100 of these. We pool together, buy 100 of these mint coins that are the Fumo. Mint coins with a picture of the Fumo on it. And then we trade that instead of cash. Instead of weak ass US dollar Federal Reserve printing more, we have Fumos. And these are like, we'll make sure that they're we'll make sure they're legit, like 100%, like, You know, none of that bootleg shit. Like, they're all like the actual legitimate Fumos. And if you look at this, so these sold for $300, and it sold for $300 in 2011. That's fucking huge gains. Are you fucking kidding me?
You allow them to be flawed people to some extent, but also to push back when they go,
That's insane.
go nuts. But in this case, I think that, I mean, it's critically important. It's moist critically important. It's moist critical. This is the whole thing that Moist Critical says every time we talk to him. He put it all on the line to become the free speech guy and to turn Twitter into the global discussion space
Happy
of
New
the
Year.
world. And you don't accidentally become adored by people. He can't just say, oh, I was just building a business and then I was saying stuff online and then I guess people looked up to me. No. There are plenty of quiet billionaires. There are plenty of quiet money makers, inventors. There are plenty of quiet engineers. There are plenty of people who aren't going to the Met Gala in the Satan costume. Okay? There are plenty of people like that. You don't accidentally become the hope of a nation. You don't accidentally become the hope of a generation. You don't. So if he wants that, I think he can have it, and I think he deserves a shot at course correction. He's been under attack by everybody for his whole entire career. So I think he deserves that shot. If he fumbles this, then that's his legacy. I don't have any sort of committed opinion as to what's going to happen from here. I'm mostly concerned with Asmongold, as we said, Moist Critical. What games are they playing? Tall Guy, what was that game we played? Tall Man Run, that's what I'll be doing tonight. A little bit of Raid Shadow Legends, is that the game?
Dude,
Last War
he's
Survivor,
memeing, dude. He's fucking
big into that
memeing.
these days. I'm mostly doing that. Elon's #1 ranked Diablo 4, huge achievement. I'm #1 ranked Raid Shadow Legends. Raid what? Last Survivor? Last Survivor. I'm #1 on that Last Survivor. Check me out on the boards there, guys, all right? Boom. Peace.
Wait, what was that phone number? Wait, what was that phone number? Oh shit, is that? Oh, I know who that. Oh my god. Wait. I don't even watch those videos on this channel, on this account. I don't even watch those videos on this account. Oh my god. I got the algorithm. I got algorithmed, guys. I'm algorithmed. Holy shit. Holy shit. I'm gonna link the video for you guys. All right, well, that was a lot to digest. That only took like, what, 3 hours? Good time, making good time. It took about 4 hours. 4 hours to get through that video world record speed run. Yeah, exactly.